未来洗联储还有 HDO 洗币会别人抢着来成为国家流通的货币。接下来被国家认可、主权认可、主权流通，甚至大的这招手地控制的金融集团流通，它是一定会发生的。
Hello, thank you for joining us today. Good morning to you, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the world who joined us now. This is episode 19 of Crypto News Talk. Today we will cover smart contract. Is smart contract the bright future? I'm your host today, Lily.
I'm your host, Chu007. Welcome to our program. Back to Lily.
Yes,
This is not a financial advice. I will read this statement, okay? This is not a financial advice. This is just our personal opinion on crypto-related topics in this video. If you buy or sell anything, okay, please do your own research and take responsibility. Back to Lily.
Yes, please subscribe, like, and follow our channel. Our program runs on 9 o'clock Monday, Beijing time, and 9 p.m. on Sunday, New York time, and Sydney at 12 Monday noontime. Let's go to our first news today. Director, please. Yeah, thanks for the PPT. The US government just announced that it has more than 1% of total Bitcoin supply. Will they keep it or dump it? They have released a statement saying that they have 214 odd coins, which comes to 1% of the total Bitcoin supply. The new milestone was reached when the government released a statement on Monday, on November 7th, that it has seized more than 50,000 Bitcoin linked to the illegal online marketplace Silk Road. The first time the US government have Bitcoins was back in November 2020, when it confiscated 69,370 0.22 Bitcoins from people associated with the Silk Road. The second seizure came in February this year, when on-chain analysts noticed that 94,636 Bitcoin came from the 2016 Bitfinex hack. Historically, Bitcoin confiscated by the US Department of Justice has been auctioned off to investors. However, it has been quite a while since the government has held a major Bitcoin auction, so the exact timing of the next auction remains unclear. Maybe the government, like the rest of us, is just waiting for a better price before deciding to sell? Over to you, 007.
Thank you, Lily. Okay, so let's continue with what's going on. US announces 3.36 billion of crypto seizure in connection with Silk Road web fraud. In November 2021, the law enforcement seizes over 50,676 Bitcoin hidden in the devices in the defendant James Zhong's home. Zhong now plead guilty to unlawful obtaining Bitcoin from Silk Road dark web in 2012. Silk Road is an online dark net black market. From about 2011 to 2013, Silk Road was used to many drug dealers and other illegal suppliers to distribute large quantities of illegal drugs and other illegal goods and services to many buyers, and to launder all funds that passes through it. In 2015, Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht was convicted by anonymously jury and sentenced to a life in prison. Back to you, Lily.
Yes, we'll continue to our discussion today on smart contract.
Yeah.
Director, please play the video. Thank you.
Smart contracts are very popular nowadays, but what are they and what problems do they solve? The term smart contract was first used by Nick Szabo in 1997, long before Bitcoin was created. He is a computer scientist, law scholar, and cryptographer, so I'll spare you his exact words, but in simple terms, he wanted to use a distributed ledger to store contracts. Now, smart contracts are just like contracts in the real world. The only difference is that they are completely digital. In fact, a smart contract is actually a tiny computer program that is stored inside of a blockchain. Let's take a look at an example to understand how smart contracts work. You probably are familiar with Kickstarter, the large fundraising platform. Product teams can go to Kickstarter, create a project, set a funding goal, and start collecting money from others who believe in the idea. Kickstarter is essentially a third party that sits in between product teams and supporters. This means that both of them need to trust Kickstarter to handle their money correctly. If the project gets successfully funded, the project team expects Kickstarter to give them their money. On the other hand, supporters want their money to go to the project if it was funded, or to get a refund when it hasn't reached its goals. Both the product team and its supporters have to trust Kickstarter, but with smart contracts, we can build a similar system that doesn't require a third party like Kickstarter. So let's create a smart contract for this. We can program the smart contract so that it holds all the received funds until a certain goal is reached. The supporters of a project can now transfer their money to the smart contract. If the project gets fully funded, the contract automatically passes the money to the creator of the project. And if the project fails to meet these goals, then the money automatically goes back to the supporters. Pretty awesome, right? And because smart contracts are stored inside a blockchain, everything is completely distributed. With this technique, no one is in control of the money. But wait a minute, why should we trust a smart contract? Well, because smart contracts are stored on a blockchain, they inherit some interesting properties. They are immutable and they are distributed. Being immutable means that once a smart contract is created, it can never be changed again. So no one can go behind your back and tamper with the code of your contract. And being distributed means that the output of your contract is validated by everyone on the network. So a single person cannot force the contract to release the funds because other people on the network will spot this attempt and mark it as invalid. Tampering with smart contracts becomes almost impossible. Smart contracts can be applied to many different things, not just on crowdfunding. Banks, for example, could use it to issue loans or to offer automatic payments. Insurance companies could use it to process certain claims, and postal companies could use it for payment on delivery, and so on and so on. So now you might wonder, where and how can I use smart contracts? Well, right now there are a handful of blockchains who support smart contracts, but the biggest one is Ethereum. It was specifically created and designed to support smart contracts. Smart contracts can be programmed in a special programming language called Solidity. This language was specifically created for Ethereum and uses a syntax that resembles JavaScript. It's also worth noting that Bitcoin also has support for smart contracts, although it's a lot more limited compared to Ethereum.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead, 007.
Okay, very interesting. So, all right, smart contract. Okay. Smart contract, just like contracts in the real world, they are completely digital. So they're completely digital. Smart contracts are teeny applications that run on a blockchain. So teeny applications run a blockchain. Smart contract were first described by Nick Stubble in the 1990s as a set of promises specified in the digital form. So, this is the definition: set of promises satisfied in the digital form. Okay. How do smart contracts work? These contracts allow you to lock your funds and release them when certain conditions are met. Using this technology, we can implement many banking products without the need of central authority. Smart contracts can also be applied to many payments and investment products. For example, banks could use it to issue loans or to offer automatic payments. Insurance companies could use it to process claims. Postal companies would use it for payment on delivery or COD. Okay. Do all blockchains support smart contracts, Lily?
Well, I think many smart networks support smart contracts. Ethereum was one of the first blockchain platform that allows smart contracts. And at the same time, Ethereum also have many competitors in this space. The Ethereum use programming language called Solidity. Bitcoin also supports smart contracts, although it's much more limited than Ethereum. According to Yahoo Finance, the number of smart contracts deployed in Ethereum peaked in June 2021 at 2.5 million. Having said that, there are different languages for smart contract deployment. Now we can look at the next PPT.
Yeah.
On NFT.
Okay. NFTs are basically crypto token managed on blockchains. The functions of NFTs are based on underlying smart contracts. The smart contracts also ensure that the stored information is transparent and immutable. So, do we have a video to play before continues? Regarding? Yeah. Not, we'll continue. All right. A NFT smart contract is a mechanism for enforcing sales agreement between the NFT owners and the buyers. So, if buyers and sellers reinforcing the sales agreement. NFTs are minted through smart contract that assign ownership and distribute ownership upon transfer or resale. At a basic level, smart contracts act as a tool to implement a sales agreement. Smart contracts are self-executing, checking that contract terms are met and enforcing the terms without the need of an intermediary or central authority. NFTs are run by smart contracts. Contracts which govern the various actions such as verifying ownership, handling transferability. That sounds like a real estate business, right? Since it is a software application, the NFT is also programmed to add additional functionality. These features including linking to other digital assets, processing royalty payments, and more. They also ensure that NFTs cannot be divided into smaller units for sale. They ensure that or otherwise. Also, smart contracts can ensure that all the digital assets are uniquely and long replicable. This makes NFTs scarce and also rare, which is the reason why NFT have value. Almost anything can be represented digitally on the blockchain. Almost anything. You remember, this is not only by that, which means not only you want to buy and sell a house, okay, buy and sell a product or buy and sell services, okay, not only including normal, sectors, including all spectrum of the industrial sectors. Name it. If you go to, Dow Jones Industrial Index, you see how many different companies, different sexes. Sorry, not sex. Yeah, well, it can be include that as well. All right. If you want to satisfy your emotional, okay, and the sexual pleasure, I'm sure you can put on the smart contract, which is much better than the interpersonal negotiation. That's why relationships break down. Let's hope this will help. Okay. All right. So back, I'm gonna ask you a question. How are the smart contract created, Lily?
Oh, before I cover that, what we have just shared regarding smart contract and blockchain technology certainly bring a new spectrum, a new horizon. It's almost a revolution to the way we have lived and the way internet has functioned. Um, how smart contracts are created? Um, Smart contracts are created, I would say, NFT. How NFT are created? NFT are created through the process of minting. Basically, you write the underlying smart contract code using codes, computer codes. Many standard has been established for these contracts. Ethereum is one of the first to use a standard called ERC 1155 standard and ERC 721 standard. Other smart contract blockchains with NFT tools are Tron, EOS, TEZOS, Ripple, and Solarium. What are the purpose? Let's look at what are the purpose of smart contracts. PP3, next PPT3, yes. The benefit of smart contract is they are useful in commercial transactions where specific agreement must be executed. This removes any uncertainty in the outcome and avoids intermediaries altogether. So it's designed to take out the middleman. In the example of buying a house, where you have to deal with many parties, the whole process can be prolonged and delayed and complicated because of lack of trust between parties. From the bank side, when you want to obtain finance from the bank, you have to fill various forms, provide your personal details, financial information, complete a credit check, and etc. At the same time, you may also have to deal with land office about title checks, and then the settlement process as well. The whole process involves multiple people. Also, as far as the land agents are concerned, the real estate people, they have commissions and fees for each step. This will increase the base price of a home purchase. Smart contract can simplify the process and reduce delay and fees by eliminating the need for intermediaries. Smart contracts are the cornerstone of any NFT, which stands for non-fungible token. The potential to apply smart contracts to future transactions such as home loans and other business related transactions is very exciting for some people. Um, at the same time, it can be sad for those whose job will be taken out. Let's continue. Imagine completely eliminating the lack of trust you might encounter when transacting with other, which is exactly what smart contracts can do. So let's go to the next PPT. 007, since you're an expert on real estate transaction, would you like to tell us what's the latest of the use of NFT smart contract for commercial benefits in the area of real estate? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Double. Sorry. Please, PPT 3 to 4. It's the latest news on the use of MFT smart contract for commercial benefits. Real estate is example, right? We just did that program last night in Chinese. That's why. Okay. Okay. Proper Home real estate marketplace owned by blockchain has partnered with Ripple to give people new ways to buy and sell rent real estate properties in Portugal. Okay, Portugal. According to an announcement, Prop Home will leverage Ripple's ledger through the an NFT solution to provide faster, energy efficient, and low-cost transactions for real estate buyers and sellers. Purple Homes will also mint real estate NFTs on a Ripple ledger to simplify how real estate customers communicate with the agent, make effort, and schedule visits. Once the service is live, real estate clients can control the offer and accept the procedures in every real estate transactions. Isn't that great? I'm going to save, if you're a seller, you're going to save you at least, I expect, half of the cost. Okay. And also eliminate all the uncertainties, because this called a smart contract with NFTs, it's everything is there already. So if I am, for example, a seller, I often, okay, and then someone is a buyer, I put that on. So my agent does all the token, and I affirm a price, say 2 million. Well, the guy say, oh, 1.5. Okay, well, there's a $500,000 gap, right? So depending on different style, other people will be patient. I know some of my friends, they just put there, they sold more than 2 million were mine. So I said, okay, 1.75 million will do. You give it, take it, and then people will take it. So, well, I let the rest of the potential profit to be harvestable by the new buyer. So this is different style, but however, you involve the very much a little bit less time. But most importantly is the possibility of the variance of uncontrollable factors. So I think once they can do a real estate transaction, and what other transaction they can't do. So, all right, and let's play. Let's say that what happens is the proper home will mint the real estate NFTs. So on the Ripple ledger to simplify how real estate customers communications with the agent, the market. Okay, making offers and schedule visits. Da, 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 da. Once the service is live, the real estate clients can control the offer and accept procedures in every real estate transactions. So it's involved in both buy and seller. Okay, so the one offer the value, the one accept the value and make transactions to change ownership. Well, that's basically very much how simulating a simulation of the actually business we've been doing for thousands of years for real estate. But however, made it a bit more the smart contract, the more executable and immutable results is. So it's just digital form of a contract, tiny application, which is this is how it is. I think once everyone started using it, it's just like the first time you started using iPhone, it's a lot of buttons you don't know how to operate. So I actually give my first iPhone back to my son. I said, you can use it because it's too complicated. Look at the iPhone now. I mean, it's like a smart computer. So, and you don't feel they're very complicated. You feel they should have more functions. So it's a matter of common sense being created through interface experiences. So I think this is going to be very exciting. So can we have the okay Miles Course video, please?
NFT 就是现在已经是资产化、艺术化，就素质艺术化，把一幅画啊、你的一句话呀，还有地产呢，可以把你切割成 N 个分子出去，这是必然。世界上做最好的是英国啊，英国做这家公司跟喜马拉雅在合作。NFT 就是房地产界当年七哥做的房地产信托一样啊，就把你的钱通过不同的方式给它国际化、空气化。去中心化，然后呢，而且可以给它分子化，大小都可以分开。 这是未来财富和艺术任何有价值东西的走向数字化的一个根本的基础阶段，一定会的。我们的新中国联邦的 AFT 一定会比这大得多得多得多。就是小心你今天的直播，你不会来，我可以把你男朋友的故事都给变成 AFT，我这不跟你开玩笑啊。现在咱喜马拉雅分分钟下一分钟都可以发，就把是任何一个直播，任何一个有价值，任何一个信息都可以 AFT 化，就所有东西都可以摆到桌子上卖，就叫 AFT。摆到桌子卖可以拿一部分，拿一全部分的，又叫 FT。全世界买的这儿只买了你这个东西的所有权以后，他用的数字货币啊，然后可以转换成法币的，这就叫 FT 啊，一切都可以买。这就是打破了法币和政府垄断唯一定价权的生命发生的所有生命发生的是时间是价值，行为结果是价值，需要是价值，这就叫法币的政府定价权。而我们把它变成 AFT， 就是定价权变成了我们数字化，就这么简单。NFT 未来的是什么？建造一个最重要的能把情感给量化，能把承诺给法律化，能把你的过去和未来给完全货币化，而且唯一的基础就是微真不破，那才是我们建立的群体。
Wow. Thank you, Director. Ms. Milesco said that NFT is now digital art based on the asset and art. Appending your statement and real estate can be cut into countless parts. See, before you cannot cut, now you can cut countless parts. NFTs are the future. The best NFT trading companies in the world is the UK. The British company is currently working with Himalaya Exchange. That's great news. NFT is similar to the real estate trust I did back then, Moscow said. Use your money in different ways. International, make money out of the air, and then decentralize it. It can also be what? Molecularized regardless of the size. This is the foundational stage of the digitalization of the world. And anything of value in the future, this will definitely happen. The NFT issued by our new federal state of China will definitely be much stronger than this. Himalaya Exchange can turn any live products, okay, and live podcasts and valuable information into NFTs. So, Lee, what is called NFT? Please share with us.
Well, as I said before, NFT stands for non-fungible token. Basically, according to the words of Miles, it's everything that can be sold on the table can be called NFT. You can sell part of it, you can take all of it. All over the world, after buying your ownership from this thing with digital currency, it can be converted into fiat currency. Basically, it's something, it represents something of value, and it's an asset. You can buy anything that you consider valuable, and it has that you consider it as an asset. As say before, it takes out the intermediary, and it really breaks the government's monopoly on the exclusive pricing power of fiat currency. As the time happen in life is precious, the result of actions are valuable, the needs are valuable. This is called the government pricing power of fiat currency. And after turning into an NFT, we are transforming the statutory pricing power from the government into digital. It's just as simple as that. As far as I see the future of NFT, it will establish one important thing, that emotion is quantified, as Masqua say, legitimatize the promise, and fully monetize your past and future. The only basis is to tell the truth and to be forefront and open, And this group and the need for this is going to be open and built. I just came to me right now that as the new federal state of China are one of the biggest group of people that have not received the jab, the
Excellent.
vaccination. Yeah, the vaccine. So in the future, the X and the Siemens of the unvaccinated will be monetized using this NFT. I think it will be big. Do you think that's what Mars was implying in the video? Um,
All right. So, well, we can talk about that in detail next session. But however, I can speculate a little bit. Okay, it's my opinion. You see, in the poem I have write that when you have no, when you have a coin, but you're not jabbed. Okay, and you like in a love song, Miles goes like a Feng Qinghuang. Okay, phoenix and male and female loving together. Okay, and that this digital currency, the coin, is actually provide the financial security. So we don't have to, okay, we don't have to panic that where our next meal, where our rental is coming from. So once you have basic, needs meet, what do? You're gonna looking for personal fulfillment and spiritual development and and the kind of accomplishment. Personal fulfillment, I mean, depends on the value. For example, you just mentioned about the eggs, okay? The semen and the eggs, right? There are a couple of options you can do. Number one is, okay, you can write smart contract about yourself if you are very full, product full, like me, Siemens, and then your, for example, Lily eggs, okay? Then we're just looking for the partners to match. And then you write down, that's why you got to be 微真不破, okay, truth will prevail, tell the truth. If you never had any, your medical history and your anything about you, good, bad part about you, and you might, have a match together, then instead of doing artificial insemination, you actually can create a love affection and they have the baby born, then take the responsibility and have a traditional family life return back to your life again. And you would know in the future how to use NFTs and all the education programs and meditation then to program the kids. So each of them are grow up like a mouse score, for example. I mean, doesn't physically looks like, but his mind, his intelligence, his wisdom, his generosity, his power for action, okay, and his continuation of faith in truth, in spoken the truth, okay, and also consideration of leading the human race with AI technology, quantum computers to the future. Well, isn't that going to be great? So there isn't such thing as an ego. As long as the baby looks like, for example, you and your boyfriend who met in the NFT and smart contract, but then you educate them in such a way, which they all become like a semi-god. Okay, they're not. So I reckon this will be the best instead of getting into some birth defect. Of course, by you're not jabbed, this is ensured you are normal. But however, it could be enhanced, but not by this artificial insemination process and the gene technology. Can we just do it naturally? Okay, I'm sure it can be done. So that's my thought. In that way, you been a member of New Federal G Club. I mean, not only you're contributing to human race, but remember, if you only do artificial insemination, you have you have 10x. You might got only one, but if you do naturally, you 10x, you might have 10 babies, for example, right? If the other party is equally strong. So this way, you have helped the baby grow with the infection, love, and normal family, traditional, and then yet his education is such of, okay, G education, create, human, I mean, you're the god as well. All right, let's talk about that in detail next time because the time is finished. So thank you everyone for watching us. Thank you, Lily, and thank you, our director, and all our program team as well. Thank you. We'll see you next time at the same time. And again, Lily, please make a statement about the disclaimer, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching us today. Our program will air at every Monday, 9 a.m. Sydney time. Sorry, every Monday, Beijing time, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sunday, New York time, and Monday, Sydney time. Everything that we have shared is based on our own personal opinion. If you were to take any action, please do your own research. We are not recommending any products here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.